Good afternoon, class 9 children. Today I'll be taking the first video of the fourth chapter of atomic structure with you. And this is a chapter in chemistry which ma'am started with you. Ma'am Juneja must have taught you part of it. So in the last lecture, she must have talked to you about the atomic structure of atoms of various elements. We all know that the subatomic particles are protons, electrons and neutrons, and they are present in the atom of elements. So we can see here in an example of sodium atom that it contains 11 protons, it contains 12 neutrons. These are together called nucleons, as you know very well, and we have same number of electrons in the outer shells in these three shells of this atom, which is equal to the proton number. So what is atomic number, children? As you know, atomic number is the number of protons or the number of electrons in a neutral atom. So in this sodium atom, neutral atom, because number of protons is equal to number of electrons, so this is a neutral atom. And then we see that the atomic mass, let us revise, children, atomic mass is the total number of protons and neutrons, which is 11 plus 12. So the atomic mass is 23, we see here. Now let us see in sodium atom the electronic configuration. There are three shells, children, here, K, L and M shells. In these three shells, these 11 protons are distributed. The innermost shell can contain 2 electrons. So in K shell there are 2 electrons. Then in L shell, as you know, children, there are 8 electrons. And in the outermost shell, we have 1 electron in the sodium atom. So the electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. Now let us take another example of another atom, which is chlorine atom. This is a neutral atom of chlorine. In this we see there are 17 protons, 18 neutrons and also 17 electrons. So I have pointed all of these here. So 17 electrons, 17 protons and 18 neutrons. So the nucleons together, which is number of protons and neutrons, that makes atomic mass number 35. And what is the atomic number? Atomic number is 17. What is the electronic configuration of the chlorine atom? Here also there are three shells, K, L and M shells. In K shell, children, we have got 2 electrons, in L shell 8 and in M shell we have 7 electrons. So the total comes to 17. So children, with this basic knowledge of the number of electrons that are present in the atoms, now we are going to go to today's topic, which I'll be introducing. This is about chemical bonding. And children, in chemical bonding, how can we explain it? This is a bond which is formed by sharing or losing or gaining of electrons in order to achieve stable electronic configuration. Okay, children, let us look once again to understand it. What is chemical bond? Chemical bond, again I'll explain to you, children. The outermost electrons in the outermost shell of an atom, these are the valence electrons. Like in chlorine there are 7 valence electrons. Likewise in sodium there is 1 valence electron which is in its outermost shell or the valence shell. So what is chemical bond? Once again, children, let us see. The bond which is formed by sharing, losing or gaining of electrons in order to achieve stable electronic configuration is known as chemical bond. So a stability needs to be reached. Or we can also define chemical bond the force which acts between two or more atoms to hold them together as a stable molecule is also called chemical bond. What is chemical bond? We can also define it as the force which acts between two or more atoms to hold them together as a stable molecule. This is called chemical bond. Now, each atom which has not got complete number of electrons in its outermost shell. For example, sodium has got one electron in its outermost shell. And how many electrons should be there in the valence shell? At least 8 electrons should be there, so as it is complete, the octet is complete. Or in chlorine there are 7 electrons, so it requires one more electron to complete the octet in the outermost shell. Now let us see why noble gases are important. Because each incomplete atom which has got an incomplete octet, each of the atom likes to become stable or gain the stable electronic configuration like the nearest noble gas. What are noble gases? We all know that these gas atoms, they have stable electronic configuration, so they are stable or inert gases. Their outermost shell or valence shell is complete. Now let us see here. In helium we see that there are 2 electrons. It has got only one shell and it has got 2 electrons in its shell. So the helium atom has got complete electronic configuration. Likewise, let's see another example. Let us see the example of argon. In argon, we see once again there are 18 electrons altogether, because the atomic number is 18. So we see here there are 2 in the innermost shell, then there are 8 electrons in the next shell, and in the outermost shell there are again 8 electrons. So in argon, which is a noble gas, the number of octet is complete. The number of octet is complete. The outermost shell contains complete 8 electrons. So we see here that in helium we have atomic mass 4 because of 2 protons and 2 neutrons added together, and we have atomic number 2 which is the complete number of electrons that can be accommodated in the innermost shell. Now looking at argon, we see this also has got a complete electronic configuration because it has got 2, 8, 8. In this there are 18 protons, 22 neutrons, which together makes 40, mass number 40, and the atomic number is 18. Now these do not gain, share or lose electrons, as these are unreactive or inert gases. Why these gases, which are monoatomic gases, because they contain a single atom? These monoatomic gases like helium and argon, they do not require any chemical reaction. They do not gain electrons, or they do not share electrons, or they do not lose electrons, as they are unreactive or they are inert in themselves. Their electronic configuration is complete. Now let us study mainly 2 kinds of bonds. Let us concentrate here on 2 kinds of bonds, class 9 children. One is called electrovalent bond or the ionic bond. The other is called covalent bond. Now let us understand these one by one. What is electrovalent bond? The bonds formed between 2 atoms by transfer of 1 or more electrons from one atom to another is called electrovalent bond. Or we can say, when we take an example here, that the number of electrons transferred from the valence shell of a metal atom to the valence shell of a non-metallic atom. Now here let us take example of sodium. You see children, this is a sodium atom here, and sodium is a metal. And we saw on the earlier page that sodium contains 2 electrons in its innermost shell, then 8 electrons, and then 1 electron in its outermost or valence shell. Likewise, we see that chlorine atom is a non-metallic atom. Chlorine is a gas, we all know that, children. And in chlorine we have 2 electrons in innermost shell, then in the next shell it has got 8, and in the outermost shell it has got 7 electrons. So chlorine requires 1 more electron to become like argon. Which is the nearest noble gas to chlorine is argon. Argon contains 8 electrons in its outermost shell. So chlorine, if it gains 1 electron, then it will have its octet complete, its outermost valence shell complete, and it will have a stable electronic configuration just like the noble gas argon. Now sodium has got 1 electron in its outermost shell, and when sodium this transfers 1 electron from its outermost valence shell to chlorine, then this also becomes just like its nearest inert gas. Okay, children. So this becomes like neon. Neon has got 10 electrons. So just like neon, a noble gas, sodium also becomes stable. That is why it loses 1 electron. So sodium, it transfers 1 electron from its valence shell to the valence shell of chlorine. We can see here in this, and this is explanation of the electrovalent bond. Which bond we are explaining, children? This is electrovalent bond that we are explaining, children. So in electrovalent bond or ionic bond, we see that there is a transfer of electron from metallic atom valence shell to the valence shell of non-metallic atom. Now what happens here? After the transfer of electron takes place, then sodium, it loses 1 electron. So it has got 1 positive charge on it. So it becomes a sodium ion or a metallic ion of sodium. Likewise, chlorine gains 1 electron now. So chlorine becomes a non-metallic ion, or chlorine atom changes into a non-metallic ion. So in ionic bond, we see why it's electrovalent bond. First, the key word is there is a transfer of electrons. What is the key word, children? Transfer of electrons from the metallic atom to the non-metallic atom. And because of this, sodium becomes a metallic ion by losing 1 electron. So the number of protons increase, and chlorine becomes a non-metallic ion and it gains 1 electron. So the number of electrons now becomes 1 more than the number of protons. So chlorine non-metallic ion is shown here. Now what is the electrovalent compound that is formed by the transfer of electron or by the electrovalent bond? The electrovalent compound formed here is NaCl, or we know this as sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is the namak that we use every day in cooking, etc., for seasoning, pickles, etc. So sodium chloride is the compound that is formed. Now let us look at covalent bond. We saw electrovalent bond in which there was transfer of electron. Now let us look at covalent bond. As the name suggests, covalent, that means there is a co-sharing of electrons. Let us look at the definition. The bond formed by mutual sharing of electrons between the given pairs of non-metallic elements is called covalent bond. What is covalent bond, children? the bond formed by mutual sharing. There is a mutual sharing of electrons between the given pairs of non-metallic elements is called covalent bond. Now let us see here. We see here is an oxygen atom. Here is also an oxygen atom. These both are oxygen atoms. And as you know, oxygen has got 8 electrons. Its atomic number is 8. And in each of these atoms, children, the electrons are distributed. 2 are distributed in the inner shell and 6 are distributed in the outer shell of oxygen. Likewise, in this oxygen non-metallic atom, we see 2 are in the inner shell and 6 are in the outer shell. Now, how many electrons does oxygen require to complete its octet, its outermost shell, so that it becomes just like its nearest inert gas, neon? Now children, you would give an answer 2 electrons to this, I'm sure, because 6 electrons are already there in the outermost shell or the valence shell. So to complete its octet, oxygen atom requires 2 more electrons. Now, how does each of these oxygen atom gets 2 electrons from each other? By sharing. You see children, these were 6 electrons in the outermost shell and 6 electrons in the outermost shell of this atom. Now there is a sharing of 2 pairs of electrons. This is one pair of electron which is being shared between this oxygen atom and this oxygen atom. And also there is another pair which is being shared between this oxygen atom and this oxygen atom. So the key word here is mutual sharing of electrons. What is the key word here, children? Sharing. So in covalent bond, there is a sharing between the electrons of 2 non-metallic atoms. So when the sharing takes place, now we see 2 shared pairs of electrons gives us a covalent compound which looks like this and which is named oxygen. So this is an oxygen molecule, oxygen compound, oxygen molecule, which is formed here in this. Again, let's see children, 2 pairs are shared. 2 electrons are shared by this oxygen atom and 2 electrons are shared by this oxygen atom. So all together 2 pairs. You know, a pair of shoes means 2 shoes. So when you go to school, you wear a pair of shoes. Likewise, here are 2 pairs, 1 2 and 1 2. So 2 pairs of electrons are shared here. So these are 2 non-metallic atoms. They share 2 pairs of electron to give a molecule of oxygen. So we looked how covalent compound is formed, and these 2 straight lines, they show 2 pairs of electrons being shared between the 2 oxygen atoms. Okay children, so next time we will study more examples of electrovalent and covalent bonds. In your book they are given from here onwards. We have already seen sodium and chlorine, the transfer of electrons and formation of sodium chloride or namak. Then we have seen the covalent bond already here, and there is a sharing between the oxygen atoms we see. So likewise we see that when oxygen atoms are shared, they share their electrons, then they give oxygen molecules. So we will continue with further examples tomorrow, children, and we will also see the electron dot structures, the study of Lewis electron dot structures tomorrow. So thank you children for today's study. All the best.